Today we're gonna try Tangy Ketchup Doritos, which I'll be honest, I'm not super excited about. I'm not a big ketchup person. I am a big Doritos person though. And these are a bit of an odd release. There's not really much information out there. They didn't really announce them, which is weird because last year they had a huge thing where they were like giving away ketchup and mustard chips, and you had to like win a contest or something to get them or be an influencer or whatever. And they were just called ketchup and mustard. They were just regular. And now we have tangy ketchup, and they also have a hot mustard chip, which unfortunately I didn't have at my local store. I should say I got this at Dollar General, but I have seen pictures of the hot mustard chip, so those exist. And I'm not sure if they're the same chip. I would have to assume these would be the same as the regular ketchup and mustard, just with a nicer name for a wide release, but I can't say 100%. Anyways, on the back it just says another level of sweet tangy crunch. Doesn't really have much information, so we're just gonna have to go into it. And apparently, I think, as far as I know, in Canada, ketchup chips are like an everyday thing. They just have ketchup chips all the time. Not necessarily ketchup Doritos, but just ketchup chips. They're a big deal up there. But here in the States, ketchup chips are not really a thing at all. So I am curious. Again, I don't really like ketchup too much. Sometimes with fries, but we'll find out. Whoa, and these are very dark. They look like regular, you know, nacho cheese Doritos, but more heavily seasoned, which is nice. I am glad that they're put some seasoning on their chips. But they don't. They do smell. They do smell a little bit tomatoey. So I don't really have much else to say. I'm just gonna eat this and come back with my opinion. We'll do this super salty chip. Very interesting, but I honestly don't think I really like them. And the reason I suspect that I don't like them is what I suspected before I tried them, which is that they're too sweet. Something about sweetened chips, it just doesn't mix with me. I think that's a general sentiment. Of course, it can be done. I think it can be done. I've never actually seen it be done that well. But I assume that the sweetness of a chip can be done well. Here, it is done surprisingly decently. Like, I don't hate these. I think I can still... I'll still eat these. I'll still eat this bag, but I just don't generally enjoy a sweet chip, and that's the problem with ketchup for me, too, is that ketchup is way too sweet. That's why I generally don't use it, and only occasionally will use it with, like, fries, because it feels like it goes well with, like, an oily, salty fry, but it doesn't feel like it matches with this, and maybe that's because it's missing kind of the salty element of it, which is odd to say. It tastes so overwhelmingly sweet and tomatoey, which tomatoey is fine. It's just the sugar level that is throwing me off. And looking at the ingredients, ingredient 1, corn, fair. Ingredient 2, vegetable oil, fair. Ingredient 3, sugar. Sugar is really, really, really present in these chips in a way that I am not a super fan of. And I guess it's the same. It's kind of why there's different kinds of ketchup, and people like different kinds of ketchup. People like Heinz or Hunt's or whatever, because there's varying levels of sweet and savory in ketchup, and these are, I would say, a little too sweet. But tangy is a good name for them. I think tangy ketchup is a proper name, and pretty much what you'd expect when you eat the chip. It does match tangy ketchup. It's just a little bit too sweet for me personally to get behind them. I don't feel like I can binge this bag like I could with a bag of regular Doritos. I can just sit there and mindlessly eat the regular Doritos, or spicy nacho, or even Cool Ranch. I can just kind of mindlessly eat them and they're good. This, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd have to actively choose to eat these, and I will because I don't want to waste them. But honestly, I would never buy these again on my own. So hot mustard, I would like to try. I'll see if I can find it at some point. I'm curious to see how hot the hot mustard is. And I'm generally a bigger fan of mustard. I like mustard on things. Not all things. I don't like it on burgers, but I like mustard on sandwiches. I like the addition of mustard to hot dogs. I feel like mustard adds something that's not sweet that ketchup doesn't add. I think ketchup oftentimes ruins things, and when people put ketchup on hot dogs and stuff, it's a little bit weird to me. I mean, it makes sense, but people who put ketchup on everything just kind of throw me off. It's like you're just putting sweet sauce on everything and just kind of ruining the flavor. But mustard, I feel, is a little bit more of a nice addition. I guess not subtler, but it feels more integrated with most foods. Anyway, hopefully that made sense. Tangy ketchup, it's an accurate name. They're a little too sweet for me. They're not terrible, but I would never buy them again. I'm gonna give them, I'll give them a 3 out of 5. I think that this is possible. It's very possible that this flavor could jump off because a lot of people do like ketchup. Ketchup is pretty universal. I'm generally in the minority when I say that I don't really like ketchup that much. So I think these will possibly be a big flavor for the summer. Definitely going to be bigger than mustard, I'm sure. But I just can't do sweet on chips. So Doritos Tangy Ketchup, 3 out of 5, and I will see you all next time.